Hello everyone, it is I, NCSO7, and lately, I've been thinking a bit about Kirby lately. Maybe it's just because of his remaster of Return to Dreamland coming out, which for the record, I'm not gonna get now, by the way, but still, I've had Kirby on the mind quite a bit, and while everyone else is waiting for the remaster of one of Kirby's greatest Wii games to come out, I figured today I'd take a look at Kirby's other great adventure on the Wii, Kirby's Epic Yarn. I've had this game ever since I was little. I remember being in a Best Buy, playing this game in a demo kiosk for the first time, and loving it and begging my parents to get it, and my grandparents eventually conceded, and ever since that day that I got the game, I've loved the game ever since. So, I figured let's talk about why this game is so special, at least to me. Starting with possibly the most important aspect of this game, the art. Possibly the biggest selling point of this game from day one was of course its visuals. Since the Wii was as powerful graphically as the GameCube, that meant that Nintendo had to get a bit more creative on how to evolve its visuals. So, I guess the solution this time around was to put a bunch of cloth and yarn all over the place. From just looking at the footage, you can tell the visuals of this game were made with love. I mean, for Christ's sake, there's a level where you run across pianos, another where you go through a cabin in the winter in the shape of a mitten. It gives this game a lot of creativity. I would say, honestly, like visually, this is probably one of the most creative looking Kirby games that I've seen. It just looks so good, and it still runs really solid as well, with no real frame issues that I've noticed and whatnot. It looks really, really good. There's not really much else to say on that. But, of course, creativity doesn't mean the most if the game doesn't play the best. So, how does the gameplay hold up? Gameplay-wise, Epic Yarn is similar to other Kirby games, but also different. While yes, the game is still a 2D platformer, as well as being a particularly easy game, you can't even die in this game focuses more so on exploration and collecting. In each level, you can find various pieces of furniture that you can use to unlock some mini-games and whatnot, which I'll get into later. It gives you a better reason to collect everything, as not only is every furniture distinct, but they're also fun to collect as well, as the level design in this game is really, really solid. Like I said before, the levels in this game can get rather creative, and the level design also builds off of that just so well. And obviously, this game was made to be very easy, but even so, when you do get hit and whatnot, or fall into a pit, you do end up losing bees, which are kind of like the Mario coins of this game, and whatnot. And while it doesn't really do too much besides changing what score you get at the end of the level, it does matter somewhat since you get medals and whatnot, and you can get more of these beads, and that means you can spend more at some of the shops in the game, which is kind of cool. Control-wise, this game is different from the other Kirby games, as you aren't able to inhale in this game, since Kirby is literally just yarn, so air kind of just goes right through him. So instead he uses a lasso-like string to whip up enemies and throw them as projectiles, and that's really all there is to say gameplay-wise, since this is a Kirby game. It isn't meant to be super deep, though what may be interesting to know is that maybe not everyone does know, is that this game wasn't meant to be a Kirby game at all and would be based around Prince Fluff, who's this second player character. I think it was the right move to make this a Kirby game, as it feels much more like an actual Kirby game, and I think did no doubt boosted sales for the game. And in terms of content, there's plenty. There's 7 worlds with 6 stages each, but you also have some mini games that you can unlock through unlocking specific furniture. Now, unlike other Kirby games where the mini games use completely different gameplay styles from the rest of the main game, the mini games in Epic Yarn use the same gameplay as the main story, though this time you have different objectives, such as collecting enough beads or maybe carrying a ball to the goal. Honestly, the minigames in this game are fun, but it's not like the most crazy thing ever. They're not the most remarkable things ever. Overall, for a Wii game and a game based around exploration, you'll be able to get quite some time out of this game, so really no worries about the amount of content the game has. Also, can I just say how much I love how every time you finish a level, you'll throw this thing onto the world map and it'll have this animation play when unlocking the next level. I love that so much. That's so cool and creative. I like that. So, with all that said, let's spend a little time going into some more little things that I love about this game. So this section is mostly just dedicated to the stuff that I won't go into full detail of. So yeah, starting off with the music of this game, because honestly the music of this game is pretty underrated in my opinion, because it's one of the most calming soundtracks in the Kirby series. Because usually with Kirby games they have rather intense music because the games can be kind of intense, which is weird to think about, but this game is much more cozy to kind of fit in with the game's style, both visually and gameplay wise. The music of this game feels, for lack of better words, cozy. It's the kind of soundtrack that can put you into a happy mood. It's comforting. And can I just mention the credits music for this game? Seriously, if you've never listened to it before, you should listen to it. I think this is probably the first time I ever actually cried to a video game before, and even to this day, it still makes me feel sad on the inside. So, in a game that's so cute and simple, never would I thought that there would be a song in there that would actually make me cry. So, great job. And another thing I should just probably mention, because I know people might be wondering about it, is the 3DS version of this game, Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn, which I haven't played. Honestly, I would have preferred this to be on the Switch, but from what I've heard, it isn't too bad, so maybe I'll check it out someday. Well, let's see what the prices are on eBay. Jesus! Even a decade later, Kirby's Epic Yarn still holds up in my opinion as one of the best Kirby games in the series. Sure, it's different, but different isn't always bad. With creativity, fun gameplay, and a soundtrack that is beyond comforting, if you haven't played this game before, cannot recommend it enough. Please check it out, because this is probably one of the best Kirby games out there. At least in my opinion. So, yeah. So, that is pretty much it for this video. So, if you made this far in the video, I want to say thank you for watching. I know that this is a little off topic, that being that I've changed my content significantly since last year, but I want to thank you for continuing to support me even after such a change. And if you consider hitting the like button if you love this videos as well. Let me know in the comment section how bad I am at reading my scripts, and consider subscribing to see more videos like this, though that are hopefully a little bit longer, because this was a bit on the shorter side, but, you know, there isn't really a lot I can say about this game, but still. Hope you enjoyed regardless, and with that all said, thanks for watching. I've said it like 3 times now, and I'll see you all next time. Have a good day.